Today we have new video showing the moments a cargo plane crashes in Kentucky and now the aftermath of this massive explosion.
Breaking news, a car chase ends in a ditch. See the moments deputies stop the driver before hauling him to jail.
And more breaking news, another arrest in a family suicide pact in Lake County. The second person charged as a mother makes her first court appearance today.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at 84 years old. Cheney will be remembered as a leading advocate for the invasion of Iraq after 9/11 and his leadership in the Persian Gulf War as the Secretary of Defense. Cheney also oversaw the invasion of Panama in 1989 and Operation Desert Storm, which removed Iraqi forces from Kuwait. Cheney died due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease, according to his family. Cheney was a conservative all of his life, but decided to vote Democrat in the last election. He survived 5 heart attacks, and back in 2013, when he said he was on borrowed time, Cheney said he woke every morning with a smile, saying he was thankful for the gift of another day. Cheney served as George W. Bush's vice president. The former president said Cheney's death is, quote, a loss to the nation and a sorrow to his friends. He also said history will remember him among the finest public servants of his generation. In the next half hour, we are looking deeper at the legacy left by the former vice president.
To another big story this morning, at least 36 people are dead after Hurricane Melissa tore through the Caribbean. Rescue efforts continue today, but you can see the destruction left behind in Jamaica. We know most of the deaths were reported in Haiti. 8 people died in Jamaica and at least 1 person in the Dominican Republic. That number is expected to keep rising as search efforts are underway for people reported missing. Melissa first made landfall in Jamaica as the most powerful storm to ever hit the island. At the time, Melissa was a Category 5, ripping through the island with 185-mile-per-hour winds. The historic storm destroyed the western part of the island, as you see, demolishing homes, knocking down trees, and washing out roadways. Melissa is going to cost billions of dollars in damages to fix the island nation, which could take a decade.
So in Cuba, Melissa made a second landfall as a Category 3 hurricane before losing steam and being downgraded to a Category 2 storm, which is what it is right now. Authorities in Cuba say right now more than 700,000 people are still in shelters and mountain roads are blocked off. Now, after racing over the Bahamas overnight and early this morning, it's now heading towards Bermuda. Let's go now to Gulf Coast meteorologist Lauren Hope. So, Lauren, what impacts do we think Hurricane Melissa is expected to bring to Bermuda? Also, what does this brand new 11 a.m. advisory tell you?
I'm expecting at least some heavy rain and gusty winds for Bermuda.
Breaking news, new video of a trooper chasing down a driver early this morning on Winkler Avenue in Fort Myers. FHP finally had to use a pit maneuver to stop the car, landing the driver in a ditch. You're watching it there. Florida Highway Patrol arrested the driver, Michael Fussell.
More breaking news. Today, a second person is facing charges for a family suicide pact inside a Lehigh Acres home that did not go as planned. And now Neil Bates is facing a charge for aggravated abuse of an elderly or disabled adult. His wife, Barbara Bates, is expected in court today on similar charges. Deputies say Barbara Bates sliced her family with a box cutter before turning the blade on herself more than a half hour later inside the Almelia Street home. Bates eventually called 911. The 59-year-old is facing attempted murder and child cruelty charges. The family made the pact to end their lives after being evicted from their home. This is Neil Bates in the courtroom today. Deputies say that the couple thought about doing this for months. 14-year-old killed by her own father in a murder-suicide. How the community is mourning the middle school student.
If you plan to travel over the holidays, a warning about delays, what you can expect next. Right now, 2 people are in the hospital after a fire in a mobile home in Suncoast Estates. The fire started around 5 this morning on Breeze Drive. Neighbors saw 2 people rolling in the grass to put out the flames after being burned. Both were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. A neighbor told Gulf Coast News they heard explosions moments before seeing the flames. Breaking news, 3 people are dead in a murder-suicide at a home in Lehigh Acres. Gulf Coast News saw deputies removing a body from the home on Calhoun Street overnight. Thank you for counting on Gulf Coast News. I'm Kelly Burns.
And I'm Megan Miller. Gulf Coast News reporter Madison Zaleski is live there with what the sheriff's office has shared.
Counselors will be at Lehigh Middle School helping students grieve the death of one of their classmates. 14-year-old Melania Mena died in a murder-suicide this week. Deputies say her father, Yasomeño Aguala, shot and killed his wife, 35-year-old Malin Diaz, and their daughter, Melanie, before taking his own life. It happened on Calhoun Street in Lehigh Acres Monday. At school, students say it has truly been a heartbreaking week.
However, I have seen multiple people walking in crying and going to a counselor to speak about the current situation, and I've seen another student ambassador in my period crying about the passing.
Counselors are expected to be at the middle school for the rest of the week to talk to students.
We just learned how many illegal slot machines that deputies removed from 2 Lee County arcades yesterday. They found 72 machines at Royal Arcade on US 41. Deputies removed another 68 from spinners on San Carlos Boulevard in Iona. In total, they seized nearly $23,000 and arrested a worker at the Royal Arcade. Today, a teen is facing felony charges for leading Collier County Sheriff's deputies on a wild chase on his electric dirt bike. Here you can see the 15-year-old take off from deputies Tuesday evening, racing through neighborhoods. This is near Golden Gate Parkway and Santa Barbara Boulevard. Their deputies say he was doing wheelies on the sidewalk, going around 60 miles an hour.
It blew my mind. The generation coming up now, they think they're invincible. And I mean, we all thought that at one point, but I mean, it's another level with these kids.
One of those things where either stop or, you know, he could have simply just pulled over, like, hey, sorry, I won't do it again. But he led them on a pretty intense chase.
Deputies say he completely disregarded people walking on the sidewalk and the cars in heavy rush hour traffic, leading them on a chase for at least 10 minutes, just gunning down the road. Eventually, that boy's bike ended up getting stuck in a ditch along Santa Barbara Boulevard. That's where he was arrested.
Today, shovels hit the ground at the Midtown Bonita Springs development on Bonita Beach Road, just east of I-75. Developers are building shops, residences, restaurants, and creating open spaces on the 68-acre site, saying it's going to become the heart of the community. Gulf Coast News reporter Jalen Barron is live at the groundbreaking with the ambitious new plan.
It is the spookiest time of year, and the Gulf Coast going all out celebrating Halloween. But safety's key. The extra steps to protect your family this holiday.
School buses armed with cameras front to back. How Lee County is making sure your children are safe on the road. President Trump makes a deal with drug makers, drastically lowering prices on weight loss drugs. Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk will reduce the price of these drugs to patients on Medicaid, Medicare, and people who pay with their own money. The deal could make some of the company's weight loss drugs available for as low as $149 a month. People are paying over $1,000 now. So the president says this is going to happen in the next few months.
And breaking news from Capitol Hill, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has announced that she will not run for re-election, ending her nearly 40-year tenure in Congress.
The powerful Democrat led her party in the House for 2 decades. Washington correspondent Amy Liu is on Capitol Hill. Today, a major decision by the FAA to respond to the overwhelming impact of the government shutdown on air travel.
Ryan Nobles reports as 40 of the busiest airports in America will see their number of flights reduced in order to make up for the staffing shortages connected to the federal government shutdown.
This morning, a dramatic new step affecting travel nationwide.
Now to that tragic UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky. The death toll now stands at 12, including a young child, and is expected to continue to climb. As Tom Costello reports, we're learning more about what caused the plane to go down in a ball of flames shortly after takeoff.
This morning, new video shows the moment that UPS Flight 2976 crashed.
A real real-life monkey was in the Halloween spirit this year, running through a Spirit Halloween store in Texas. The pet monkey escaped from its owner and began swinging from the rafters and running across the store in Plano, which is a suburb of Dallas. So this went on for more than a half hour. The monkey's there swinging from wires, climbing poles, wearing a diaper. A worker said at one point the animated Halloween decorations actually scared the monkey. Eventually, a cookie is what got the monkey back to its owner. I would do the same thing.
Only took 30 minutes.
Right?
There you go.
No one was hurt, though.
Always go to the cookie.